Hello everyone, my name is Otniel Wijayandaru. Me and my two friends, Karlinda, Hasan, and Halidha Putri from Rakyat Depok team will be presenting our discussion on how Lingotalk can successfully enter and dominate the kids-specific market and be the market champion in primary school.
Lingotalk is a language learning education technology startup based in Indonesia. Aiming to deliver only what matters, Lingotalk serves an aggregator to produce personalized material for pre-access users based on their needs and preference. Lingotalk launched Lingo Junior to redefine language learning instruction at the early age through primary schools. Lingo Junior crafts an entire language curriculum for kids and learning management system equipped with artificial intelligence-based recommendation technology to personalize the learning experience. There's three main issues that Lingotalk should face. First, difficulties in acquiring partnering schools. It is because schools' low willingness to pay. The reason why this has happened is because there is assumption that English subject is unnecessary and there is limited funds for financing. The second causes is difficulty in controlling tutors' quality. This because there is less stringent prospective tutors' qualifications. And the last causes is children's low attention span. It is because repetitive and unattractive English subject curriculum that conduct in primary schools. Three main issues that should be solved. First, difficulty in acquiring partnering schools. Second, difficulty in controlling tutors' quality. And children lose attention span. What we want to know is how can Lingotalk successfully enter and dominate the kids-specific market and be the market champion in primary schools. There is four strategies that we propose. First, Lingo Champion. Second, free trial. Provision of mock teaching video and gamified learning tools.
Moving to our framework analysis, in here we have pastel and 4-piece framework. Firstly, for pastel framework, we use it to analyze macro conditions outside the startup to provide a basic pictures of visibility and solutions that could be made to overcome obstacles and problems faced by Lingotalk. It is used to conclude Indonesia's conditions on the political, economic, social, technology, legal, and environment side of the country that Lingo Junior would operate in. So moving on to the political conditions of Indonesia, in 2013, Ministry of Education stated that English subject is not necessary and thus should not be included in the curriculum for primary students. This leads of lack of support from the government in the fields of English subject for primary school. Moving on to the economic conditions, Indonesia's economic is still recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic that lasts for almost 3 years. Moreover, recently the rising of food prices and cooking oil has caused inflation and higher CPI rate. As for the social conditions, assumptions where learning English at primary school is unnecessary still exist. Some local schools even get rid of the subject because they believe that studying English at a very young age would result in students being bad or even cannot speak their very own native language. This showed how ignorant people are about learning English for the at the very young age. Moving on to the technology conditions, technology in Indonesia has been greatly improved since the last decades, especially when the pandemic hit. Old or young people are forced to adapt to use technology in their lives to keep doing school or work. In 2020, the pandemic resulted in immediate closure of 500,000 schools and a rapid shift to distance learning for students. Thus, using technology for studying, it is not an issue even for primary students itself. For the legal conditions, based on K-13 curriculum, there is no compulsory English subject for primary schools. The only compulsory subjects are religion, arts, sports, bahasa, civic, and math. The last one is environment conditions. The education technology provided by Lingotalk gives positive impact to the environment by not using any physical papers from trees while completing their study. Secondly, the 4-piece analysis is needed to determine the key factors in Lingo Junior. 4-piece analysis helps the company to know how they could stand out from other competitors with their products, price, placement, and promotions. As for the product for Lingotalk, it is a new program called Lingo Junior that provided an online course with a special curriculum made for primary students to strengthen their language foundations. Lingo Junior offers engaging curriculum, professional tutors, flexibility in choosing time to study, personal tutors, and will have a group discussion session where they could interact with each other. As for the price, Lingotalk comes with 2 price entry package. The first one is Lingo Junior Private Class for 900,000 rupiah, coming with 10 private live session, 2 additional quizzes, flexible schedule, and learning material. The next one is Lingo Junior Group Class for 550,000 rupiah, coming with 10 live session with 2 to 4 other Lingo Junior students, 2 additional quizzes, and flexible schedule and learning material. The next one is placement. Since Lingotalk is an edtech startup and the main products and services are online, there will be no issues about having our products and service to the hand of our customer. The next one is promotions. Lingo Junior's market is the kids and the parents. Raising the awareness about our products and service should be the top priority. Lingo Junior uses in-app promotions, social media campaign, and partnering with schools as their promotion method.
Now we will be discussing about the solutions. We offer one solution for each root cause that can be seen on this slide, and I will be later on explaining more specifically about each solution. The first solution is to establish Lingo Champion, which is an annual English competition series held by Lingotalk itself. When we talk about awareness, we're talking about how we can deliver the message we want to deliver to as many people as possible, and using the competition channel as the way to raise awareness of the importance of English. The message that Lingotalk is able to deliver is that understanding English can be prideful and rewarding to oneself, as much as it is prideful and rewarding to understand mathematics and English, and also that understanding English can be something that is highly valued in the society itself. So when people start to realize that understanding English can be a competitive advantage to one, it's easier for Lingotalk to enter the market because people already had the understanding and the awareness that learning English is important. For the second solution, we have giving free trials for 12-month subscription users, because it's obvious here that Lingotalk only gives free trial on particular events. Meanwhile, its other competitors gives free trial on every kind of class without no exceptions. And we believe that Lingotalk should consider giving free trials to its users, since the gain that will be received later on when the school starts using the service later on will be very, very significant. So the service that will be given for free will be totally worth it, the gain that will be received in the future. Other than that, we believe that giving a free trial is very, very necessary, and giving the schools or foundations or school districts a big picture of what kind of service that they will receive for the next year, especially because this kind of service is very, very new in Indonesian environment. So the free trial will help them in observing what needs to be improved later on the learning sessions, or any other recommendations that can be adjusted later on after the free trial period. The next and the third solution is to obligate the provision of mock teaching video as one of the prospective tutor recruitment requirements. We believe that this particular solution acts as a preventive action, as it will help the human resource department to select firsthand what kind of tutor that already has the experience of teaching and can technically teach, rather than just having the degree in education. And we believe that it will be easier later on the training and development program for the tutors itself. The last but not least is the heart of the program itself, which is the learning tool. The solution that we offer is by having integrated gamified application system with adjusted curriculum as its content. Later on, this application will be used by the tutor to teach the students about the English lesson. And as a big picture of how this application is going to be, I will be taking an example of the game I used to play when I was little. It's called Bobby Bola. It's basically a game where you can learn about the world. It has a lot of themes, but it is one of it. And it uses this concept of roadmap, where each point has different learning lessons from one another. And we believe that we can also apply this concept to a Lingotalk application, especially because the one that will be using it are children. So instead of just embedding a random lesson on each pinpoint of the roadmap, we can embed English materials on each pinpoint so that a student can play the games while learning English that is actually align with the curriculum that is set by the government or the school itself.
Therefore, it leads us to the conclusion, which is Lingotalk has an exceptional opportunity to expand its market in the country, especially for the primary school segmentations, and that the schools recommended before are ensured to touch every aspect of the product, both internally and externally. Thank you.